Peace.
Good evening, peace, my brother. How are you doing today?
I'm well. I'm well.
There it is. There it is, ladies and gentlemen. I'm your host, Al Mecca. Welcome to Conversations. We got the legendary Ras Kass. I remember when you came to Canton, Ohio before.
Yes,
Long time ago. Yeah.
Yeah, man.
I remember that. How you been doing, my brother?
I'm getting good, man. Just creating, working, being creative.
Okay, that's what's up.
Yeah.
That's what's up. All right, we're gonna jump right into this, man. Tell me about your environment growing up that just even got you involved in music.
Um, you know what? I've never really credited as much as I should. My next door neighbor across the street from us, not next door, right across the street, my homie Jason Grigsby. Jason was maybe 2 years, 3 years older than me, and I was not a musical person. And shouts out to everybody on here. I see my homie Kilroy and a few other people that popped up on here. But yeah, Jason threw a house party. I was younger. Maybe let's say he was 16, so maybe I was like 12. But I walked over there and they actually let me into the backyard to go, you know, I wasn't cool. I just was being a nosy neighbor. And bro had I guess he had paid or whatever. He had I'm dating myself. He had, what up, Madison? He had Rodney and Joe Cooley. The Emperor of R&B is here after 5. Look, all the homies is popping up. I love it, man. Cortez. Yeah. But long story short, he had Rodney and Joe Cooley. And I remember they was DJing, and it was popping, and it was all these older girls with tits, and I loved it. So that was my first. He constantly kept me in the music realm when I wasn't in the music. So I usually tell these stories, and I forget. I tell them based on like years later when I was 14, 15-ish. And I always forget to credit him when I was like 12, 11-ish. And so, yeah. So Jason kept doing that. By the time me, him, and Kenny, my first record I think I ever made is we did a song using the Phaso Riding High, and he actually paid for the studio time. So, yeah, I got Fresh West, the Maestro Fresh West is in the building, man. Lady Hakeem, the brother Hawkins up in the building. A lot of my brothers here, legends in their own right. Salute.
That's what's up. That's what's up. Glad everybody could join us. So that was just kind of your introduction.
Yeah.
At what point did you sit back and think, this is something I really want to do?
Good question. I was rapping for fun. DJ Los, Detroit up in the building, facts. And somebody just answered the question. Around the time, I was still having fun. I love the culture. But I think the person that recognized something in me and my homeboy Bird was Battle Cat. I want to say, the now famous DJ Battle Cat was already famous back then, and we had a cassette tape where we would like, they used to have those I think it was a Newmark mixer, and they had like a little 8-second sampler on it. So me and my homeboy Bird used to battle each other and diss each other, and we would make these tapes and play them for the homies. And Bird, he gave the tape. Battle Cat was dating Bird's older sister. Bird gave Battle Cat the tape, and I ain't gonna lie, if I was some L.A. popping DJ on the radio star, I would not listen to these stupid kids' tape. But he took the time to listen, and he came back and he said, Battle Cat was like, "You rap good." He pointed at me. He's like, "You can rhyme." And then he said Bird had a dope ear, and he cultivated us from there and took us under his wing. So salute to Battle Cat.
So who would you say kind of influenced your style? Because you're a very lyrical MC. So
everybody, Sale in the building, DJ Sale. That's my first DJ ever. I'm pretty sure that's true. Now he's everybody's DJ. This nigga's a superstar. I'm a process. I'm a product of my environment. So, shit. I'm a 80s, 90s baby. The greats. I wasn't really there. I wasn't a factor for like the beginning of rap, but by the time we get to the EPMD and the Gang Starr and the Tribe Called Quest, I'm all in. And with that being said, then obviously NWA, the Nas's, the Biggies, Redman, Wu-Tangs, Mobb Deeps. For me, I wasn't even. I could remember when you could go to the record store and you kind of knew what was coming out, or even if you didn't, you knew the record label and you could just kind of pick. So I was a product of all the shit that was coming out like early 90s and late 80s would be a factor. All of it, because it was, to me, everybody had their own style. Everybody was their own individual. Slick Rick didn't sound like Biz Marquis, who didn't sound like Ice Cube, who didn't sound like Public Enemy. You know what I'm saying? Like, people, it was a style war back then, which was dope, and that's what influenced me. They all.
It seemed like it was so much originality. Like you said, it was just like a buffet of music. Just everybody just doing their own thing. Pretty much had their own looks and just rocking how they rock.
Yeah, and that was legendary, man. It all inspired me. You know, hearing Public Enemy was more Nation of Islam. You had your 5%ers. You still got NWA. They're still, still doing socially conscious music. It's just a different point of view. It's a West Coast point of view. You got, Ghetto Boys, Scarface and them. You know what I'm saying? It just, I remember MC Sade. Nobody ever shouts him out. I remember MC Sade, man. I bought that album when I was a kid. I bought it all. I was consuming it, as a fan. I enjoyed all of it.
Yeah, and it's crazy you mentioned him because, man, another brother was just talking about how when they talk about Atlanta, don't nobody really mention him.
Right. I feel like Sade might have been, now I could be wrong, X-Clan. Yep, facts. The Cool, the Bay, all day. Look, they jumping the bars on me too. They like, you forget niggas. I'm sorry, my bad. But I think he might have been from Miami. I think MC Sade might have been. I could be wrong. But yeah, man, but it was it was hard to get into the system. Paris from the Bay. I mean, you know what I'm saying? There was so many different dope vibes. There's a lot of dope. Look, two brothers don't have the same get down. They don't dress the same, walk the same, talk the same. So, regional people were so unique. Just Brooklyn, that's before I could tell a Brooklyn nigga from a Queens nigga, from a Harlem nigga, from a Jersey nigga. You know what I mean? Like, but because we're the same way. Compton niggas is different than Long Beach. So when people making music, their slang is different. Their get down might be different. Their how they bang, how they street shit. Chicago niggas different from. You understand what I'm saying? So you were starting to hear that differentiation in rap, and I thought, for me that shit was motivation. I was sucking it up, like by pause. I was embracing all of it.
So on the West Coast, how was Cass being heard? Like, what was the movement like on the West Coast?
The older people, I guess I would have to credit, the Ice T's and the Def Jeffs and the Tone Lopes. And, there was a place, it was a club called Water in the Bush, and they had another one, Funk Jungle. And these were Kid Frost too. Salute Kid Frost. When I was probably not much more than 13, this was like the hip hop 21 club. And some of us, because of the people I was hanging with, they were going to them clubs, and by the time I was about 12-ish, I'm trying not to put a 10 on it. 12-ish, yeah, because my pops left when I was 12. I got kicked out when I was 13. So by the time I was 12, I was going to those clubs, the 21 clubs with the fake ID from Eric Davis. And half the time they looked like kids. You know what I'm saying? Them niggas look like, come on, kid. And then half the time I was drunk off of 40 and couldn't remember, so me and Dags and Shouts out to Dynamite Soul Scheme Team. We would go when we go into these hip hop clubs. They wouldn't let us in. We'd sneak in. We was just on some hip hop things, man. And that was the hip hop scene with Everlast and Ice-T, and you would see all the legends up in those clubs. But I wasn't a factor yet. I was a kid just trying to go get in those places. That would ended up dying, and then they started creating these like hip hop clubs, like hip hop overall became. It was kind of new to us, I think, in LA, just overall as a collective.
Okay.
Not that it didn't exist, but just where it got collectively in neighborhoods. Everybody was like, this shit is dope. Niggas was fucking with it, whatever. They started having these clubs, like the bopper clubs, and one of the like teeny bopper clubs. And so Battle Cat and all these other people would DJ. So by the time I was like 14, 15, 16, we started having hip hop clubs. Well, one of the biggest ones that gave us a foundation was one called Unity. And Unity was the one where literally Big and B in Orlando, that was kind of the scene in LA. Like, I don't give a fuck who you were. There weren't many other options. And you got to remember, New York is your biggest city for music.
Right.
Second biggest market for radio, first biggest market for radio. LA is your second biggest market for radio, just because of our populations.
Right.
And so coming to LA, it wasn't a lot of doors open. And Unity was that door. Orlando and Bigger B and all of them, they worked that loud here in LA. And so those are the first times Wu-Tang is performing before Niggas is Platinum. That's where Biggie's got to perform. If you Busta Rhymes, no matter who you are, that was your only outlet was Unity. And it would be like a big warehouse with a dope, big-ass stage, but they were creating the platform, the arena for these people that now are icons and legends when they first starting out, and they leave in New York, and you got to come to the second biggest city, and nobody's booking you because nobody gives a fuck.
Right.
I mean, it was just the real talk. You know what I'm saying? The Nas is everybody. Like, there was nowhere to go. This is before House of Blues. They wasn't fucking with House of Blues. House of Blues was not fucking with us, Brooklyn Children. They was, I'm sorry, whoever that was that said House of Blues. They didn't have those doors to. They didn't give a fuck about hip hop. Like daytime radio was on some. I want to dance with somebody. You know what I'm saying? It was like if it wasn't no like Mariah Carey, they wasn't playing that shit. They wasn't fucking with hip hop. MTV wasn't fucking with hip hop. It was Michael Jackson. Some shit like that. It just wasn't going down. So those brothers paved the way, and that was the scene that created the environment for for me. You know what I'm saying? Because Cuban had others. There were these other Uncle Jam's Army and all this other stuff that they had before us that was kind of related to the funk and the roller skating shit before us. And then, for the late 80s, 90 kids, it was Unity.
See, and I think that's very interesting because we don't hear enough about West Coast original hip hop scene. It's like you catch little bits and pieces, but I think it should be put out there just as much as the New York scene.
Yeah, it gets overlooked. It definitely gets overlooked, and it was awesome, man, because again, we're the second biggest city for radio, just population wise, and and then we're split between the North and the South, so LA and the Bay, and their interpretation is different than ours. You know what I'm saying? That whole feel for hip hop, but legends came out of that. Legends came out the Bay, and it wasn't a digital world, so that's all this local talent was developing all around the country, the world. Yeah.
Now, once you got to a level, like, how did you get your first deal? What was that whole process like?
So I started making a name for myself, like battling. I was a battle MC, and I think I'd be remiss if I didn't say my first deal. I fucked off my first deal. So my first deal was actually the Far Side's deal. That was my deal. So
Okay.
I was supposed to sign a Delicious Vinyl, and I had a demo before, and I fucked around, caught my case, went to jail, got back out. By the time I got out, like, they were shooting a video for They Keep Running Away or something. Like, they were on their second album by the time I went through my journey, which was like a year and a half or whatever. And then I worked on a second demo, and that's kind of where I was going. It wasn't actually it was Soul Nights. Because the first demo was some other songs. I had the song Black of the Berry and all these other records that Battle Cat helped produce, Wino helped produce. And I got back out and I started working on another demo with those same brothers and the brothers my age that I had rhymed with, the guy Bird, another guy in the group name was Voodoo, and when I got out, he was buzzing. So I would just kind of be second mic to him. And kind of started back from scratch. He had a buzz, and I built this demo up. But by then, Coolio was popping. Some things had happened by the time, from the time I left and came back. So Wino had produced Coolio's entire album. Coolio was his album was probably coming out and about to go gold, so I would hear about his album while I was in jail. You know what I mean? Like, I met Coolio, I'm producing Coolio, we might get a record deal, we signed a Tommy Boy, this shit coming out. By the time I got out, I'm like, God damn, for real, it really did happen. So I'm blessed. I get to, in general, because of, having great big brothers. Those are my big brothers.
Right.
Rest in peace, Coolio. I basically go from there to kind of like working on my shit, but then Coolio shit is taking off, and I end up, I'm on Lollapalooza with these cats. So I kind of go from 0 to 100 really fast. So that shit was dope for me. Seeing like top of the food chain, like he's, at that point, Coolio's the, as far as like a pop artist, he's like the Drake of that time. So I'm going from unknown nobody to that. And it opened a lot of doors, but I didn't sound like cool. So I remember even going to Tommy Boy, and Albie used to run it, and they were just like, Ras Kass is dope, but this ain't that. So we don't know if we really want to fucking try to sell what the fuck. They always liked me. I was still a young boy, a little or whatever. But I think, and also at the same time I was dealing with Patchworks, and that's the route that we went, and the Patchwork situation is what really got the deal. We put out a vinyl with 2 songs on it, and it resonated, and and that's when we started getting some opportunities to speak with labels. And I'd be remiss if I did not shout out Mike Nardone, who's the first person that ever played my record on FM radio. And his show was before the Wake Up show in L.A. So he was the first platform that I can remember, besides K-Day, which was an AM station. But he's the first person that played hip-hop in L.A. that was unsigned talent. By then, Biggie's popping and Pac is popping, so now they playing Snoop Dogg and all that shit. But if you nobody, you're not getting no run in L.A. We don't support our own radio-wise. They'll play out-of-town niggas new shit before they play Born and Raised new shit. That's a gripe. Sorry, it's just coming out, telling the truth, shame the devil. It's still that way. But Nardone would play local talent, and he's the first person that played me. And then Sway and Tech came from Oakland with the Wake Up show, and then they really created a foundation for local MCs to be heard.
Now you just really started blowing up. How did you feel when you realized my shit is everywhere now? Like what was that feeling like?
Man, bittersweet. You're always trying to, once you accomplish one goal, you tend to have a million more, or you realize there's so much more to do. And so for me, I was always like pressure. I always felt like this is an opportunity. Not everybody gets this opportunity, and how to maximize it. So for me, I always just wanted to I looked at it as stages and setting goals. And so I was always, once we got one, I'm like, fuck, we got here. Now, nigga, look, we got like 5 things we got to do. So a lot of my friends always thought I was like, pardon yourself, that my friends thought I was a little bit unappreciative, but it wasn't that. I was nervous, like, nigga, we just got this. Like, people think you get the record deal. Then it's all, you made it. We popping, nigga, we made it. Like, no, bro. Like, everything was a stage for me. I'm like, yo, okay, damn, we really signed this record deal. Okay. Now there's 5 new problems with this deal. Like, you know, you're not guaranteed to come out. We got to try to do this. We got, you know what I'm saying? You know, you're always people pleasing. It's politics in every business. So I was always that way. I probably was a little nervous, you know, not even outwardly, but always internally nervous and always hoping to graduate to the next level. And, you know, I probably should have sometimes stopped to just smell the air, you know, like, oh shit. You know, every once in a while, like I call it boredom. Like sometimes I just would experience something and be like, yo, man, this culture is amazing. Like, I'm fucking here, I'm standing next to, you know, Ice Cube or some shit. Like, you know, like, oh, fuck, this is crazy. Like, or I'm in the studio with DJ Premier or whatever. Or Busta Rhymes is like playing me the song that ain't gonna come out. And I'm just like, God, this is crazy. Like, this is dope. Like, you know, the shit I dreamed of, like having Rakim hug me and say, yo, that song was dope. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh shit. Fuck. You know, so that part was great, man.
So at least you enjoyed it a little bit, but you was cognizant of what you still had to pretty much do.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. And I still fumbled. I mean, we all make mistakes. So, you know, but I was always on that. I was always thinking about like, fuck, we got here. Shit, now let's try to get here. And then, you know, let's get here. And then, and they say if you want to make God laugh, have a plan. But you still got to have a plan. So you got to make God laugh and go for it.
What was the biggest takeaway you get from that era? Like just on a personal level?
That's a good question. Obviously, if I knew what I knew now, I'd be a monster. Honestly, it's unfortunate because I kind of would write about the stuff in real time. So I wrote a song called Music of Business while I was literally going through it. I learned that this skill, the niggas used to say skills that pay the bills. This has nothing to do with skills. It's not a skill-driven business, unfortunately. This is a politics and personality-driven business, just like most businesses. You know, Kaepernick don't play not because he can't throw a football. It's just because the motherfucker got mad because he feel how he feel about certain shit. Niggas will ban you. Niggas will hate on you. When I say niggas, I mean white niggas and black niggas.
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about.
You know what I'm saying? So that's, you know, that was my takeaway, was how little this had to do with the talent. You know, I was like, yo, man, I thought this was about the skill set and the bars and the rhymes. And even to this day, I got proven, like, it turned even further into that where, you know, if I create a challenge in a dance and shit, all of a sudden I'm popular and niggas will buy my shit. Like, that's crazy. You know, like motherfuckers is buying your shit because of some marketing gimmick that you created. You know, I mean, nigga turned into a rat on this video and niggas bought the song. Like, the nigga snitched and then turned into an actual rat. And it was popping. I was like, you know, shouldn't we not support that? You know what I'm saying? Like it just shouts out to the legend DJ Mark Love, man. I gotta show Big Bro some love. He was there in those Unity days.
Okay.
Spinning for it. Legend right there. But yeah, so that's my biggest takeaway was this shit was smoke and mirrors, man. You know, some of the people, you know, I meet the positive, you know, I meet the super positive brother, and then he eating a bacon sandwich, holding a white bitch hand, and you meet the super gang bang dude, and he's like, hey bro, hey, how's it going, man? You know what I'm saying? Like, then he get on his record, with the homie kill everything, kill all the niggas. And then I'm like, bro, these niggas are weird. So I just realized this shit was a fucking marketing gimmick, bro. It's just, don't meet your heroes. A lot of times I was disappointed. Like, yo, this nigga is weird, bro. This is not what I thought it was gonna be.
I think that's the beauty of this era, though, is that now you can just kind of do your thing for your fan base, for the people who've been fucking with you, and it's a little easier to do music. You think?
A double-sided sword. Everything's a tool, right? So we have the internet, but then everybody's a star. You know what I'm saying? So now you're competing with literally the 8-year-old that made a challenge, and then the 80-year-old and the 48-year-old, and everybody's got a challenge, or they want to be heard, and I get it. We all want to be heard. Not everybody's qualified to be heard, in my opinion. Like, maybe you should shut the fuck up and listen to somebody else. You are no Rakim, bro. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I feel you. Yeah, with you.
Every chick's a model. Everybody, they all do the same lifts and do the same pose and do some shit on the gram. And ironically, end of the day, a chick almost show a titty and get way more followers than somebody with an actual, that a whole different woman with an actual skill set.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? If you pull a titty out, it ain't fair. I can't pull my balls out and go get 1,000 likes. You know what I'm saying? And then it's the hypocrisy and the corniness of it really is the hypocrisy of it that we're not selling talent, we're selling sexuality, we're selling gimmicks, we're selling, and that's just
image.
It only works in music, like in general. Like you can't get on the fucking football field and pull a titty out. That ain't really gonna stop a nigga from tackling and knocking a nigga over. You know what I'm saying? Like this shit still drives record sales, which is crazy. I mean, don't work in swimming. You're gonna drown, bitch. You can pull a titty out, but that don't got nothing to do with this. You know what I mean?
Right.
And then with this, you can sell. Like I say this to people all the time. People will be like, well, that wasn't relevant, or da 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 da, and I'm like, bro, this ain't called who crip walked down the street. This ain't called who's dating. Who got 2 Rolexes on in the picture. Nigga, this shit called rap. If it was called 2 watches, then I'd be like, oh, he win. He got the 2 watches on.
Yeah.
He got 2 Rollies. I get it. But it's called rap. This only shit where, like, being good at the thing you're supposed to be good at don't matter. It's fucking crazy.
It is.
Like, it's called basketball. You can talk a lot of shit, but if you get out there with LeBron and Kyrie and them, nigga, you're gonna get exposed for what you can't do well. You know what I mean? I can talk a lot of shit about Michael Phelps, but when we jump in the water, you're gonna see.
Yeah, what you gonna do?
Not good. He's gonna smoke me. You talk all the shit you want about, but money team. You know what I'm saying? But you get in there with the ring with bro, and he gonna show you why he get the money.
Yeah.
Floyd gonna show you why he's better than you. But this is the only thing you can kind of not be good at and get the same respect or more accolades than a Nas or Biggie or whatever. And that's kind of crazy to me that we don't respect the art form. This is one of the only things. Comedian, if you're not funny, niggas ain't gonna laugh.
Yeah.
But this shit, they'll tell you rap too good. Oh, that's too lyrical. The fuck is this shit's called rap? Literally, God, and then it's crazy because niggas will start repeating the same shit. The niggas and the chicks and the dudes start repeating the monkey shit. Oh, that's too lyrical. And I thought that ain't niggas called rap. That's what what the fuck was I supposed to do? This shit ain't rap. Niggas is singing. No disrespect. I'm just saying, like, that's called singing.
Yeah, that's one of the things where I kind of fall short. I kind of judge people by the music they listen to.
I am an arrogant snob of. I got into it with my cousin. I ain't gonna lie. A couple of nights ago, he was playing too much of that new shit. I'm like, man, all these niggas do is whine about the drugs they can't have, bro. I can't keep listening to that.
you're in a very unique situation because you have sons that. How did you foster that whole situation? How did you even get them to even be on it? Because
I didn't get them on nothing, bro. Like, we were young parents. We played the same video games. I'm on the motherfucking Xbox while we traded time. Like, nah, bro. I didn't really buy y'all the Xbox. I bought it for me. so when you're a young parent, you know, X-Men and all that, I'm putting them niggas on the shit like, nigga, X-Men dope, nigga. You know what I'm saying? Like, some shit they didn't like till it came out for their era, and they like, yo, that shit fire. So they grew up in it. They have the studio, you know, they in the studio with me, and then later on with Teaser. So they grew up hearing shit, you know, when we hanging, I'm at the barber shop, Battle Cat getting his haircut next to me. They gonna get a haircut too. Then we gonna go across to the mall. I'm gonna buy me some Nikes. They gonna get some Nikes. We gonna wear a white tank top. We going to the studio. They gonna see Uncle Exhibit. They gonna see Snoop Dogg. That's what they did every day. So you are what you eat. You know what I'm saying? So with them, you know, I compare it to a Tiger Woods or
Bronny James.
Yeah, exactly. Or for the sisters, you know what I'm saying? Serena and Venus, the Williams sisters, you know, their pops played tennis. So it's not like they had that head start of having somebody with a love and a passion. And then sometimes you grow into and having the same love and passion that your sibling or your parent has. And so that gives you a head start. You're already learning without realizing you're learning because you're just in that environment. So they already had that. It was nothing that I was doing for them. That was totally selfish. I was doing me. Keeping a buck. Yeah, you know, and then you go on your journey, and journeys ain't over until we die. So I'm still on my journey.
Right.
I'm still fighting my fight, doing my thing. But then niggas get of the age where they like, yo, I kind of want to step in, and you're supposed to say, you know, same thing that happened with Kobe. His pops played, same thing. And he's like, yo, I've been watching you. I'm gonna do my stuff. And as they did, and they found their squad, they found their tribe, and they've been executing, man. So I'm just extremely excited for them because I took a leap of faith and went in the direction with my big homies and my big bros and, you know, big sisters, but I wasn't related to them. These were people that I found in the music and the culture, where they have biological pops and moms and aunties that really have been doing this. So they have expertise in the family now. I didn't have expertise in my family when I first, you know, started the journey. So I'm super excited for them that Coach Contra can get out here. If they got a question, they ain't got to hit me, but they can.
Yeah.
Because I got 25 plus years of expertise, and I ain't got my hand in their pocket. I don't want nothing from them. They can do the same thing and hit their mama. She got 20 plus years of this shit expertise. And guess what? She just want them niggas to win. She got love for them genuinely. So it ain't based on, like, how can I hustle a nigga out his bread or, you know what I'm saying, a bitch lay on her back and get pregnant on a nigga, all that type of shit. So they got people that genuinely love them that ain't trying to get something from them. So their success, we kind of created those islands for them to walk on to keep going to the next level while we're all going on our journey. So yeah, I'm excited for the dudes. They are students of the culture. It's funny because it's things that I played them, the niggas rediscovered, like, Tribe Called Quest is dope. No shit. I'm like, yeah, nigga, you know, you're a little late.
Yeah.
It's like these young boys. This is the one dope thing I can say about hip hop. Yeah, well, we're talking about it right now. Coast Contra, Apartment 505, out now. So is Ras Kass shit by me, nigga. What's up, y'all? Good to see y'all. Y'all create in the building. She got bars too. She dope. But I forgot I was gonna allude to one thing. It was something. Damn, it was important, but I forgot it now. Too bad.
We're gonna bounce this back to you. What do you have coming up? What have you been working on? I want to hear about your most recent project, and what else we got to look forward from you?
Oh man, what am I doing? I am doing The Gutter. So The Gutter is me, all produced by Havoc from Mobb Deep. So me and Havoc from Mobb Deep and RJ Payne. So what we wanted to do is just channel that Mobb Deep music, because you can't replace P, but that kind of production. We just wanted to create some real fucking Mobb Deep inspired music. Pain is nasty and definitely a very, reputable, up and coming, being recognized MC. Me and Have, we are who we are. And we did a whole album, and it's quite impeccable. The shit's crazy. So the album's finished. We just got to shoot the video. So shouts out to everybody that's involved on that album, from Method Man, Fame, MOP, Sway, Twista, Corrupt. The album's crazy. So yeah, that shit. I wish I thought I had some artwork. I would have showed it to you, but we coming. That shit crazy. The Gutter. Okay. Yeah, GUTTR. Gutter shit.
Well, when you start posting your artwork, I'll make sure I share it for sure.
Appreciate it. Yeah.
Now, we're into this anniversary year, 50 years of hip hop, give or take. What's your overall take on hip hop after 50 years? What's your overall take on it?
Man, the most dominant cultural phenomenon, probably in 100 years. Probably. Made more black wealth in a shorter period of time than anything before it. Not only black wealth, it made world wealth. This shit is alive in Germany, Australia, let alone, Compton and Brooklyn, and you know what I'm saying? Like, this shit made wealth. It redesigned every other form of music before it, because it is every other form of music before it. Break beats changed rock and roll. We changed house. We changed electro. We changed everything. This shit changed fashion. So it is the amalgamation. It was country western. We made rock and roll. We made all these American forms of music, but this is the first amalgamation of all of it. We changed. I always ask niggas, like, who the fuck is Tony when they tell me reggaeton? I'm like, nigga, it's motherfucking like, who the fuck is Tony, my nigga? Nigga, it's nigga music, bro. It's African music, the kunga, the Congo. So it's, again, we grabbed all our ancestors' shit and created something that has changed the world, created so much wealth, and at its best, it regrows brain cells. At its worst, you get a whole bunch of niggas in their mama's stockings killing themselves. But that's on them.
Yeah.
I can,
it is a full spectrum. It is a full
spectrum of it. But it before the internet, it was. I did Art of Rap, not Art of Rap. I did it was another documentary back when I was younger, and they asked me what I thought rap was, and what I told them was it was the nigga news, because back then there was no internet, and I could listen to rap songs and know what Long Island thought, or what New Jersey thought, or what Miami thought. It was a generality, but at least they dress different. They drink this kind of beer. They like those kind of shoes. So that is an amazing thing. We have doctors, lawyers, airline pilots. That's hip hop. Spit a bar. You can go watch fucking MSNBC and Ari Melber every time. You got news niggas. You know what I'm saying? Nigga always finish his shit spitting a bar of some hip hop shit. Like, that's what we are. We are the dominant culture of the world. Every commercials, even the drop shit, the EDM, it's all hip hop. It's evolved from hip hop. Yeah. The slang. When you hear, man, first time what's up, Firstborn? That's my bro. Detroit in the building. But the average script, the average commercial, the average person, average politician will be like, don't be a hater. That's straight hip hop. That's hood shit. That's street shit. Like, we created the fucking dialogue of the fucking planet, and to be a part of that is something special.
That you nailed it. And for me personally, I'm glad that brothers such as yourself and all you hip hop legends are still doing music, because I always said a lot of people don't understand that when hip hop came out, it was, it was a baby, and we have literally watched everybody grow up through hip hop, and we need grown folk hip hop.
Yeah. I call it see, I got a term for that too. I call it contemp hop, adult contemporary hip hop. So I'm not gonna do, bro. When I was 18, I wasn't doing like, I wasn't doing routine dances with my friends and shit. That was like R&B. I don't want to do that.
Right.
So why would I do that at 40 plus? Like, that shit's weird. I mean, if that's who you are, let me not be judgmental, but I am judgmental. Fuck it, I'm being honest.
Yeah.
I don't like to see no nigga acting like no kid, especially you acting like a 15-year-old girl, nigga. You dropping and doing weird dances. Like, get the fuck out of here, man. Yeah. Grow up. Shit weird.
Plus, shouldn't no 50-year-old dude be talking 21-year-old shit?
Well, again, I agree with you. The whole point is, to each his own. If you that immature, I guess you got to talk about what you got to talk about. But in general, like there's growth. It's like what you talked about what I talked about when I was 14 is not what I'm talking about now. Because I grew up and I saw some other things and I learned some shit. There's some things I wouldn't really even say anymore. Like, damn, that was kind of fucked up. Maybe I shouldn't say that. Take some more responsibility. So it's okay to be who you are, but I think to try to be something because it's popular, is a form of showing that you have no integrity. And I get it. People say integrity or money. Like, what's integrity? Don't pay the bills, but I mean, I'm still trying to find my balance of my integrity's way up here.
Right.
My billionaire card is a little down there, so I get it. I'm working on it, but I like to go to sleep at night knowing I ain't do no fuck shit and say no, just be a real fuck boy.
Right.
Because a lot of these dudes never stop being a fuck boy, and then it's like, bro, like you $2-3 million in or $20 million in, and you still just don't know how to stop being a fucking weirdo. That's whack.
Yeah, it is. And that's kind of like my setup here with conversations. Like, I just want the real hip hop stories. Like, I don't do sensationalism. I don't care who's sleeping with who. None of that bullshit.
Right.
Let's talk hip hop.
Right.
That's it.
Well, I get it. If when you're 16, and I remember those little bop magazines. It was like, Teen Beat or something. When I was a kid, I remember they had some rap ones. But I don't really. You want to be like 50? You want to be 35? Talk about your favorite color and like I said, hey, bro, talk. And then a lot of these brothers, is like you got this platform and you still telling niggas how many watches you got. Like, come on, my G.
Yeah.
Like everybody, I knew a long time ago I wasn't gonna be like Elvis. I didn't plan on being Elvis. I wanted to be Ras and do what I do and have my message. But I didn't even want to be a Michael Jackson. This nigga had people fainting and shit. He couldn't walk down the street. Fuck that kind of life. I wanted to be the nigga that opened up for Michael Jackson, because that means he get the bread and he can tour with Michael. You know what I mean? I always wanted to be that guy. I've always wanted to be the man next to the man as an artist.
Yeah.
But if you got that kind of influence and all you telling people is look at my stuff, then you didn't do nothing for the planet, my nigga. And most of us wasn't born like super rich. So if you got somewhere and you're not directing people towards how to become better human beings, I'm not saying be a preacher. I'm not saying, you ain't got to be KRS-One or Ras Kass. But, like, if I just watch a lot of people that get big platforms and we put them on these platforms, and unfortunately then they start talking to you like Kanye about how you ain't them. And so my suggestion to hip-hop is you need to find better heroes. Because you guys like a lot of niggas that make a lot of money that tell you ain't shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Y'all the ones that gave them the money. And these niggas ain't shit. They the ones who ain't shit. But y'all dumb enough to keep paying niggas that ain't shit, that don't give a fuck about this culture, and you making them filthy rich or her filthy rich. And meanwhile, they ain't did shit to build nothing in your communities. They busy fucking, and then you want to cry about the white man. Your biggest problem is half these weird ass niggas.
Yeah, and you 100% right, because you have to put more onus on the people who are supporting the bullshit. Like, they wouldn't be shit without you motherfuckers.
There we go. Facts. Facts. 100%.
Quit sharing them retarded videos. Quit just because they'll complain about it, but you still support it one way or another. Like,
right.
Come on now.
You know, I know we all have that the train wreck mentality. Like, it's like, I can't look away, I kinda wanna look, and then you're like, look at this fucking train wreck. And I know we're all guilty of it, but I try not to do certain things. Like, I purposely, like, especially with death, all that looking at the death, I don't wanna, when somebody died and they got the footage, I'm like, bro, like, that's not the, I don't want to regale in that. Like, oh, so-and-so got popped out and they got the, I don't want to see that. That's somebody's last, to the last seconds of somebody's journey, bro. I get it. I know what happens after that. The bro got hit, he died. I don't need to keep looking at that. So, a lot of us, we're fascinated with the wrong shit. I get it. I'm not going to act like I don't fucking, I enjoy some ignorance. I love ignorance. I love to see, some ridiculous shit. But I guess it goes with balance. Just having enough balance to have,
Right.
I need to have some spinach if I'm gonna have some chocolate cake.
Yeah. Gotta have a good laugh from time to time. Right. Gotta have a good laugh. Right. Like, oh, that was some silly shit, and then just keep it moving.
Right. That part.
That's what's up. Is there any closing words you have for your people, my brother?
Oh man, what's up, Haya? Miss you too. I wanted to say, man, thanks to everybody who has ever came and supported a show, or, I don't care if you downloaded the shit for free. I don't give a fuck. I prefer you buy it, because then I can pay my phone bill. But anything that you've done helping me, I'm personally grateful. Even anybody that, gave some attention and came on here. And just look forward to, happy birthday, hip-hop, 50 fucking years. And just salute to everybody. Thank you, Mecca. Thank you, Al, man. And thanks for having me. And we'll be greater later, man. Next time I want to come back, maybe we do, the gutter, and we all come on here and, get half, and everybody look forward to this new fire, bro. Like, everybody out there, check for this new music and some other things that we're unveiling in 2023, which I call the 20 Jordan. And
websites where they can find you at?
For me, my Instagram is the best way, and then we bounce from there. So it's at RAS_KASS.
There it is. So make sure you follow him. If you ain't following him, follow me. And send me music, graphics, all that shit. I want it all.
100%. You got it, King.
I'm going to keep you locked in, my brother.
Much love. Thank you, Al. Hi,
Much love. Thank you, everybody, for joining us.